In this lesson, we're going to write linear functions, but we're going to write linear functions that are either parallel or perpendicular to a given line. So first off, what are parallel and perpendicular lines? Well, parallel lines have the same slope because they will never ever cross. Perpendicular lines, on the other hand, they have negative reciprocal slopes, which means they will cross at a 90-degree angle. Negative reciprocal slopes, an example of that would be -2 and +1/2. 2 is the reciprocal of 1/2, and 1's positive and 1's negative. So in example 1, we want to write an equation that is parallel to the line y equals 3x minus 5, and it passes through the point 4, 2. So since this is parallel, I need to use the same slope, and the slope here is 3. So to do this, I'm going to use the slope of 3, and then here's my x and here's my y that I'm going to plug in there so I can find my b. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my y in there, which is 2, equals my slope of 3 times my x. My x is 4, and I'm going to find my b. Now, it doesn't say what form to put it in. You could use the point slope form because you do have a point and you do have a slope. So you could put that in there. I'll show it first putting into slope intercept form, and then I'll show you how to put it in point slope form. So we want to find our b. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus b is going to give us 2. To get b by itself, I'm going to subtract 12, and we're going to have b equaling a -10. So the equation that's parallel to this one would be y equals 3x minus 10. Now let's just say you wanted to use point slope form. So I have my slope is 3, and my x and y one are going to be 4 and 2. So I would have y minus 2 equals our slope of 3 times x minus 4. And this would be our equation in point slope form, or you can use it in slope intercept form. And if I were to distribute the 3, there's my 3x, there's my 3 times -4 is -12. Add 2 to that to both sides, and I get y equals 3x minus 10. Now what about if they're asking us to make it perpendicular? So this one, perpendicular, we're going to take the same equation, but we're going to use a different point here. We have a point 3, 2. So perpendicular, that means you have to take the negative reciprocal of the slope. Since the slope is 3, the negative reciprocal is going to be a -1/3. So I'm going to put this in the y equals mx plus b first. So my y is 2 equals my slope of -1/3 times my x, which is 3, to find my b. So now I have -1/3 of 3 is -1 plus b equals 2. To get b by itself, I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and b is going to equal 3. So my equation would be y equals a -1/3 x plus 3. And if I wanted to put this in point slope form, I would use the same point, so it'd be y minus 2 equals our slope, which is -1/3, times x minus 3. And this would also work for that one. So now I would just read carefully what the problem is asking you. If they're asking you to write in a certain form, then write in that form. Otherwise, if it didn't say, then you can do either slope intercept form or point slope form. So that's how you can write linear equations that are parallel or perpendicular to a given function.